First Peter 5 says the devil is seeking who he may devour. Join Don Allen as he looks to make you undevourable.
Thank you for giving me 7 minutes of your day to help make you undevourable. I'm your host, Don Allen. We've been talking about gaining an understanding about the healing power of God. You know, there's so many misconceptions surrounding this topic, and because of that, many of us have been left feeling like maybe God doesn't want me healed. Well, I can assure you that he does, and that's what we're looking at in this series. We have taken a good amount of time in talking to you about faith, its role in your life in receiving a healing or a miracle from God. We've talked in length about how faith comes. We've taught on what faith is, what to do with it, how to use it, how to recognize it. I think we've done a really good job on pushing the whole faith message out to the world, and rightfully so, because the truth is, what's provided by grace must be received by faith. But on the flip side of this, I believe the danger, at least in the area of divine healing, is that maybe we created this whole idea that it's faith alone that gets you healed. That if you believe, you will be healed. And again, don't think that I'm saying that you don't need faith. You do. Jesus addressed faith all the time when ministering to the sick. But I believe what we've done is we've created this atmosphere where we've pushed this so hard, and now many of you do believe. You know that God provided a way for all of mankind to be healed through his son Jesus, and by those stripes we are healed. You believe it is the will of God, and we know how healing comes, that by faith, if we believe when hands are laid upon us, we can be healed or anointed with oil or a prayer of faith or a prayer cloth. But we know all of this, but at the end of the day, the reality is there's a whole bunch of you sitting out there who absolutely believe and you have faith to be healed who are not. Why? This has been the issue because we also know that it's not God's fault. So now what? Well, God began to open my eyes to this team, a team that no sickness or disease has ever been able to defeat, a team that when they come together, healed every time, free every time, an undefeated team, and one member of that team is faith. But that's just one member. The one we have missed who is as equally important in getting you free is this other member called God's healing power. Your faith and his power. When those two things come together, sickness and diseases lose every single time. And we saw in Luke 5 with a man brought by four, in verse 17, it says, the power of the Lord was present to heal them, all of them, before him, the sick man, ever got there. But we know this man and his friends, they were the only ones to recognize that the power was available. And when his faith and Jesus' power teamed up, that man walked out. But it also recorded that nobody else was healed, even though it says the power was there for all. And we said this, there are laws that govern healing power, just like the laws that govern electricity. And if we're going to benefit from healing power, we're going to have to discover these laws. And we said this, law number one, just because healing power is available, it does not mean that you will automatically just be healed. And we saw that in Luke 5. Only one man was healed, but it made a point to say the power was present to heal them, all of them. We see this in Mark 5 with the woman with an issue of blood. We know that she had faith. She set out and she touched Jesus. And in the end, daughter, thy faith has made thee whole. But we can go back a few verses and we see that Jesus felt power come out of him. And there we see the team again. Her faith, his power. But we had these thronging masses with Jesus that day as well, and no one else was healed that day in the crowd. Why? Well, just because it was available, it did not guarantee that they would just be healed. So we said it's like electricity, a few things that we have to always remember, because again, we're troubleshooting your healing here. So we got to begin to chip away at what it isn't, and it isn't a lack of faith, and it isn't a lack of power either, nor is it a lack of God's willingness to heal. If I were to stand in my living room with a light bulb in my hand, more power would not make my light bulb come on, would it? Just because I had a need, just because the darkness was great and I really needed that light bulb to light up, just because electricity was available in my house, none of that would make my light shine. Now, I couldn't blame the willingness of the electric company to give me electricity either. There are some other laws that have to be followed for my light to come on, and so it is with your healing to manifest. So stop looking for more power because it's not a more power thing. Jesus didn't need more power in that room that day to get everybody healed. It says it was already there. He didn't need more power for the masses to be healed either. The issue was they did not have an understanding about healing power, how to recognize its availability, how to get the power that was there. They didn't know what to do with it once it was revealed to be there. It was a lack of an understanding about the healing power of God. Number one, just because the power's there does not automatically mean that you will just be healed. No more than the availability of power. More power than I would ever need is available here, but my light didn't just come on. That leads us to law number two about healing power. Your senses are an unsafe guide in determining if the power is available. You think about this. The Bible made note in Luke 5:17 to tell us the power of the Lord was present to heal, and yet there were no natural indications of its presence whatsoever. Nothing in the senses could pick up on this and make that determination. And that's the danger that we've been in. We're using our senses to determine if healing power of God is available to us. These men had zero natural indicators to determine if power was available. Nobody else is being healed. No one else talking about healing power. They didn't see somebody else walk out with their healing. Really, if they'd gone by what they saw and heard, they could have said, there's no healing today. We can't get in. No one else is healed in there. I don't see Jesus laying hands on anybody. Nobody's talking about it. Your senses are an unsafe guide in determining if healing power is available. When I walked into this studio today, no natural indications for me to use to determine if electricity was available. No light on, and my light bulb's still laying here, not lit up. I didn't see electricity, hear it, smell it, taste it. No one was talking about their lights being on today. I could have walked in and I could have gotten all upset. Well, great, we have no electricity. I'm calling the power company. And even when I did turn the lights on, I still didn't see electricity itself. And even with all the lights on here, well, my light bulb's still laying here and it's not on. No light. But even though I couldn't see it, electricity is here. And I wouldn't call the electric company to come down here and see why my little light isn't on, because I bet there's something else that needs to be done. And so it is with healing power. Stop calling and telling God how you have no power running to you. You do. And that's what we're going to continue to look at in this series as you gain an understanding about the healing power of God. We're going to get your faith and that power together. That's going to make you undevourable.
Thanks for listening. If you would like more information and resources on how to be undevourable, we invite you to check out our website. Go to www.TwoGuysAndABible.com. That's TWO GuysAndABible.com. You can also contact Don Allen directly for prayer. His email is don@TwoGuysAndABible.com. Telephone is 573-216-1871. That's 573-216-1871.